Okay, let's dive into this. We're looking at some pretty cutting-edge stuff today.
Yeah, definitely. Automating scientific research.
And specifically, we're digging into our source material on this new framework. It's called NovelSeek.
That's the one. So this deep dive, it's really about unpacking what the article says NovelSeek is.
Right. And crucially, what makes it stand out? Why
Yeah.
is it presented as, a potentially big deal compared to other tools mentioned?
Hmm.
Because the central claim, and this is what caught my eye in the source, is that NovelSeek aims to cover the entire research process,
Yeah, not just parts, the whole thing.
start to finish.
Exactly. It's a bold promise, aiming for that complete end-to-end autonomy in discovery.
So, okay, let's break it down based on the source. At its core, what is NovelSeek?
The article describes it as a unified multi-agent framework.
Unified multi-agent. Okay, so like a team of AIs.
Kind of, yeah. Think of it as different specialized AI modules or agents, all designed to work together, seamlessly, hopefully.
And the purpose of this AI team?
Well, the source says it's squarely aimed at driving autonomous scientific research,
Autonomous.
meaning the system could, potentially, operate with much less direct human guidance, pushing discovery forward, sort of on its own steam. That's the vision presented.
Okay, and this is where it gets really interesting, comparing it to other things we've seen mentioned, right? Like DeerFlow or PaperQA2.
Yeah, those are mentioned in the sources too, and they're great for specific tasks.
Like summarizing literature, finding answers in papers, important stuff.
Definitely. Or even broader concepts like scientific generative agents. But the source really emphasizes NovelSeek's scope.
That's the key differentiator they're highlighting.
Exactly. It's how NovelSeek is presented as covering the entire pipeline. So where other tools might focus on, say, the early stages literature review, maybe data extraction.
NovelSeek, according to the article, aims to stretch from the very, very beginning, like generating a totally new hypothesis from existing knowledge.
Right. All the way through to designing experiments to test that hypothesis.
And potentially even analyzing the results for like experimental validation.
That's the claim, that full spectrum hypothesis, experiment design, validation.
Wow. Okay. So connecting this to the bigger picture then, automating that whole cycle.
Yeah, it's a massive leap if it works as described.
Because think about how research usually works now,
Right.
right? You read, you get an idea,
Mm-hmm.
then you design an experiment, which is complex.
Then run it, maybe needing different equipment or expertise.
Then analyze the data, lots of steps, lots of potential delays, different teams maybe.
Handoffs, bottlenecks.
Exactly. So if NovelSeek can genuinely bridge those gaps autonomously, as the source suggests, it's not just faster.
No, it could change the whole structure, what kind of projects are even feasible.
Precisely.
So, for you listening, why should you care about automating this entire thing? What does it really mean for science?
Well, think about the pace of discovery.
Right. If an AI can propose an idea, figure out how to test it, maybe direct the test, analyze results, how does that change the game? It could drastically speed things up. We could explore ideas that are just too complex or time-consuming right now.
Ideas that might just sit on a shelf otherwise.
Yeah, potentially. It removes those friction points, those handoffs in the current system.
It's a really ambitious vision laid out in the source material,
Yeah.
a fascinating look at where things are heading, and fast.
Absolutely. Which kind of leads us to a final thought, something for you to chew on after this.
Okay.
If AI frameworks like NovelSeek can eventually handle that full research pipeline idea to experiment to validation, what does that mean for the role of, well, us, humans, in scientific discovery?
Yeah, what's our job then?
And maybe even more profoundly, how might this shift in capability change the kinds of questions science even asks? What becomes important or prioritized when the process itself changes so fundamentally?
That's a lot to think about. What gets asked and who or what gets to ask it.
Something to consider.